only. This is a Local 10 News Update, sponsored by FHIA, Florida Home Improvement Associates.
Good morning. Here's a look at the stories making news on this Saturday, January 4th. President Trump holding an event at an evangelical megachurch in West Kendall. He addressed the crowd last night at King Jesus International Ministry. The president getting a standing ovation when he mentioned he ordered the drone strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. He also went down a long list of issues that are supported by evangelical Christians, including the appointment of conservative judges and opposition to abortion. The search is on for a ritzy robber who targeted a tourist. 21-year-old Max Wyatt spent his New Year in Miami. The social media influencer from the UK says he met a woman outside the Space nightclub and they drove off to a motel in Brickell. That's when he says his drink was drugged, and when he woke up, his Rolex and brand new iPhone 11 were gone. The watch is worth up to $15,000. Police are now investigating. An accused Rolex robber facing a judge in Miami. Andrea Banks is accused of stealing $500,000 in jewelry from a man visiting from New York. Police say Banks met the victim at the W in South Beach on December 28th before both left for an apartment in Bell Harbor. When the man woke up, he says Banks had left with his belongings. Police say an Instagram video shows her wearing the jewelry. She's facing charges for burglary and grand theft.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying, play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10.
Broward deputies are searching for two men who they say opened fire at a restaurant in Deerfield Beach. We're told the pair had been kicked out of La Caravan restaurant for fighting with other customers. They came back hours later armed with a machete and a gun. Deputies say one of these men shot at the glass door several times. About 10 people were inside the restaurant at the time, but no one was seriously hurt. If you recognize these men, call police. As breaking news happens, we have you covered on air and online. Just head to local10.com for more local news coverage and updates.